So now let's take a look at VCNs and subnets. So VCN is short for Virtual Cloud Network. It is a logically isolated section of OCI where you can launch OCI resources. And so the way you define a VCN is you have to choose a range of IPs using a CIDR range. And it's not so important to know the math behind CIDR range. All I want you to know is that it's a range of IPs. So if you chose 10.0.0.0/16, that 16 is defining the size of the IP addresses, and that would give you 65,000 IP addresses. What does that mean? It's like if you want to launch 65 servers, you'll have enough IPs to launch 65,000 servers. And so there's the architectural diagram of the OCI network with a region, and so there would be your VCN. Now, the thing is with the VCN is we want to split it up into smaller logical sections, and that's where subnets come into play. So subnets is a logical partition of the IP network into multiple smaller network segments. You're breaking up your IP range for your VCN into smaller networks. And subnets have a CIDR range as well, but the CIDR range has to be smaller than the VCN CIDR range because it's like cutting up a pie. It has to be smaller. You can't take the whole pie. So for the example here, I'm using CIDR range 10.0.0.0/24, which would give us 256 IP addresses. So it's a very small slice out of our VCN. Now, subnets can either be public, and so subnets that are public are ones that can reach the internet, and you can see that's where our server would be launched into the actual subnet. Or if we wanted a subnet where it cannot reach the internet, we'd call that a private subnet. That doesn't mean that it can never reach the internet. It's just generally it's not supposed to because it's supposed to be secure. But with NATs and some other means, it can reach the internet.